weekend. But I'm so excited to be here, and thank you to my guest because talking to her on her phone this morning, driving in, she's like, I'm already in Buffalo. I'll be there. She's like, I got clothes. I'm coming. I got to make sure I'm here. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming in. Please introduce yourself.
Oh, my pleasure. Well, my name is Coco LaRain Vera from Inspired by Coco, and I'm so excited to be here on the show.
All right. Say the name one more time.
Well, just call me Coco. Coco LaRain is the stage name. You know what I'm saying? Nicole is the businesswoman behind the stage name, and Vera, well, she'll cut you.
Okay. Because the way you said it, I was gonna ask Chelsea to put a beat behind it. You know, you do the clips. You know what I mean?
Right.
It just rolled off.
I can rap it. You know what I'm saying? Because like, yo, no.
No, but seriously, you traveled all the way because you had a client, you had business to go do, and we really appreciate that you took the time to come all the way down here. She's on the phone. She's like, I got makeup, I got clothes. We're gonna make this happen.
That's absolutely right.
There you go.
You know
all right. So I say the same thing all the time. I always like my guests to know you.
Sure.
All right. Before we get into it. So, what's your background?
Culturally, professionally, what you
culturally?
Talking about?
Let's go with culturally.
Culturally, okay. Well, I love talking about my background. I am 6th generation Canadian.
Okay.
So on my mother's side of the family, my grandmother was born in Nova Scotia. We were the black loyalists who fought for the British. I know I'm going too far over the bridge, but I don't care because I'm on TV, everybody, okay? So they were in Nova Scotia for a number of, obviously, many generations, and my father's family is from the island of St. Kitts.
Okay, so
in the Caribbean.
You got that little island blood in you.
Why does every single Caribbean person always say that? They don't acknowledge that I have a Canadian, Afro-Canadian with the First Nations mixed with the African-American, you know, and then...
We always say, you know, you got the little spicy blood in you because, you know, we're mixed. You know what I mean? They always say we're all mixed and everything, but then when you got that little spiciness in you, then we can tell there's something different, and we see how you roll, we see how you do things. That's why we say, oh, you got that little touch in you.
And you don't think that has anything to do with my Canadian heritage?
Oh,
my Afro-Canadian heritage.
I'm straight Canadian.
First Nation.
I'm straight Canadian too, but I know there's the Canadian side that's in us, but then like you said earlier, the Kutcha side. See what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay. All right. So that's good. So where did you go to school?
I grew up born and raised here in Toronto. I went to school I was part of the Upper Beaches hood. You know
Okay.
Coxwell and Danforth.
Oh, gee, now we're getting into it.
Monarch Park.
Yes. So that's where the rap and the whole thing came in and.
Well, no, I was actually a Valley girl. Like, oh my God, like. Seriously?
Yeah.
Like, you're just like really funny. Like,
okay,
oh my God.
So that was
that was me.
See, like, I can't picture that. Now I got this side, I got that side. Now I'm trying to picture the outfits, the whole 9 yards.
I tried to tease my bangs. Looked like a big bush in the front of my head when I was in grade 8.
So you
I was like
doing the whole spray.
Hairspray.
You had the whole thing.
It was not a good look.
Okay, so where'd you go to college, university?
Actually, I went to school for computers and administration, but that's not what I do for a living.
And because it changes, right?
It does.
So then how did all of that convert to what do you do now?
Well, when I was 17, I was blessed with a little baby girl.
Okay.
And it didn't feel like a blessing, obviously, because I was a teenage mom, although she was the blessing, but the circumstance was difficult, as you can imagine. And so I was at my wit's end, and although I had wonderful support from my mama, shout out to my mommy, Miss Teresa, it was hard for other people to support back then. That was 25 years ago.
Right. And back then we didn't understand. We didn't have that focus on, young parents, and, we knew what it was. They needed the support. We could help them out. It wasn't there back then.
Absolutely
right.
not.
So,
absolutely not.
Okay.
So you get kicked off the choir, and daddy's mad and does the whole tough love thing.
Right.
And, that kind of thing. So it was rough.
Okay.
But a teacher and a public health nurse at my school at Monarch Park asked me to be a part of a program called Positive Choices.
Okay.
And I was like, it's a little late for that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what
Hey.
really make good. I know how to make negative choices. If the program is called Negative Choices, I got you.
Okay.
This is what not to wear, what not to do.
Yes.
But they wanted me to be a spokesperson because, as you can see, I have a pretty big mouth. I like to talk, right?
Okay.
So they said, we want you to come and share your story and encourage young people.
Okay.
How to encourage them about staying true to themselves.
Yes.
Regardless of the mistakes that they make.
Okay.
And then to begin to make positive choices and to learn from my mistakes and that kind of thing. And so I said yes to that opportunity. I was about 8.5 months pregnant at that time.
Oh, so you're still pregnant at this time?
I was still pregnant.
Okay.
I had my daughter and then went to my first presentation at Danforth Tech. That was 25 years ago.
Wow.
And stood in front of 500 high school students. And I found my passion. And in that moment when I started to share, I don't know how I knew what I knew.
You're right.
I just knew.
You just felt something.
I felt something, right?
Okay.
And I'm looking at a sea of these, teenagers looking at me like, what's she gonna say now?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
What's
Okay.
she gonna say, right?
She got a belly on stage, and what's she gonna tell me that I don't know?
Well, at that time I had my daughter, so I have my stroller, and they're like,
Okay.
But this passion came out of me.
Okay.
That was part of my purpose, and a lot of times we don't even know what our purpose is and our passion is, and until it hits you in the face. And for me, excuse me, I'm fighting strep throat right now. So forgive me. But for me, it was a moment of clarity, and all the pain that I was going through was instantly transformed into power. And I knew that I had found my purpose.
Okay.
And so I've been doing it ever since, going into high schools and homes for teen moms and universities and colleges and sharing my story and encouraging people to believe in themselves regardless of the challenges that they have.
Okay, so let me ask you a question, because, looking at your past, so you went from talking on stage, but did you go from talking on stage in school and you kept doing this? Or did you jump out, you went to a regular 9-to-5 for a while, and then you realized, wait a minute, why did I go do this? So what did you do? So, because obviously you went on stage, you talked to young teens about your situation and everything that you're doing, but then when you left high school and went to college, you said you did computers.
Yeah.
Okay, so you went to computers, and then what happened?
Well, I had these children. I had ended up getting married, and I had 2 more lovely munchkins, and their father and I, we tried to make it work, and I said, well, I need to be responsible, get some benefits up in here, and take care of my babies.
Right.
So I said, I'm going to go to school, and I'm going to become a secretary, a receptionist. And I went and I studied computers, and I kept getting fired, from all these jobs, right? And then I was like, okay, this is not working.
It's either I'm a bad secretary or I'm not meant to do this.
Well, yeah,
okay.
Right? And I could get the job. I just couldn't keep it. You know what I'm saying? I was really good at getting the interview. The interview process, I had that on lock, right?
Okay.
There's that mouth again, right? Anybody would hire me.
Okay.
But then, it just wasn't a good look. So then I said, well, I'm going to be an interior designer.
Okay.
Right? Because I like curtains and pillows and stuff.
Right.
So
you can do that.
I can do that. Come on. I can decorate. I went to school, and the only A I got was when I did an oral presentation. I had to take...
Talking again.
That's right. I had to take pictures. It's so funny. I had to take pictures of all these different patterns and so on and so forth. And I had 3 kids, and by then I was a single mom again, and I couldn't afford the supply, so I went and bought this cheap, those portable cameras.
Oh, the cardboard one?
The cardboard one.
Snap,
like,
click, click, yeah.
And I'm like I'm like, patterns? What do they mean take pictures of patterns? I don't know what the heck you're talking about right now, guy. Like, what pattern are you talking about? So all my pictures came out blurry.
Okay.
And it was a hot mess, right? So then I go to the class to present, and all of the other students have their pictures on these plaques and, doing these elaborate presentations, and I didn't know what to do. So I went out to the hallway, and I saw this boa in this box.
Okay.
And I said, I guess they were going to use it for props, for decorate the house with boa pillow or something.
Right.
I put the boa around my neck, went into the classroom, and laid myself down on the table and said, nobody knows the pictures they see. Nobody knows my sorrow. Right? I just started singing the whole presentation. while I'm showing the pictures.
Okay.
And clearly, it was awful. The pictures were awful. But my professor loved it and gave me an A.
No.
He gave me an A for presentation because he thought, you know what?
That was different?
It was different.
It was new?
Unique. You know, if I'm a client.
Yeah.
And you messed up the presentation, but you came at me like that, I might just hire you because of your spunk.
You put it in there, okay.
So that was my only A.
Okay.
And then they said, please go into drama program or something. What are you doing here? You don't belong here.
All right.
And so that's when I realized maybe I need to go back to my first love and use the stage singing and speaking and poetry.
Okay, so hold on.
Inspire.
All right, so hold on, slow down.
I'll slow down. All
so
right.
now you they told you to go. All right, you got this A. Right?
I got the A.
You got the A.
And I left on top. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. You leave on top.
That. I was like, I'm not gonna, I'm good.
So you got this A. You're moving forward, and then where did you go from there? Because they told you to go to drama.
They told me to go to school for drama,
yeah.
And I was like, I don't necessarily know if I want to go back into school. So I found myself out of school and out of work, and I heard about a self-employment program where they teach you how to be an entrepreneur.
Oh, okay, but at this time you got 3 babies.
That's right.
3 little ones.
Yes.
And you're working between jobs, and then this opportunity comes to you and says, "Be self-employed."
That's correct.
Be you.
That's right.
You won't be singing on tables.
That's right.
You won't be doing fired from secretarial jobs. And he said, "Let me try it."
I said, "Let me try it."
Okay.
So what business am I going to start? And went right back to my first love.
And that's going back to speaking again.
That's correct.
Okay. So we're going to take a quick break because I got to get focused on what I'm writing here. Because from where you are then, when we get back from the break, we're going to be like how you inspire people, how you do what you do best, and why people love you so much. We'll be right back. You're watching CMJ Live. We'll be right back.
Think you have what it takes to bring value to the community? The TCN TV network is expanding and now accepting TV show proposals. Here's an opportunity to build celebrity status and become part of an elite group of community advocates that are focused on building, strengthening, and empowering our community in a positive way. Are you interested in embarking on a new adventure? TCN TV is searching for people interested in opportunities to change the conversation and pave an unforgettable legacy. If you feel you have something of value to offer, send a written show proposal to shows@mytcntv.com.
Discover the incredible India.
Hey guys, I'm back with my guest and learning that do not hire this pretty lady for no secretarial jobs whatsoever because, as we learned, that's not for you.
No, it's not.
That's not for you.
Nope.
And what is your passion?
Well, after I realized that I wasn't meant for the administrative world or interior design, and I started my business, I decided to just launch and inspire young people and women and kids and that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So I started from scratch with homemade business cards and a homemade website and one of those templates.
Yeah.
Searching for a name for myself. And finally came up with this Inspired by Coco. Okay. And I started calling schools. Hi. My name is Coco LaRain, and I'm a motivational speaker and a life skills coach. And I did go to school for life skills coaching eventually. And I would like to come into your school. And, the teachers and the secretaries and they were, and the principals, they were open. And they said, yes, well, we only have a budget of dollars. And I was like,
listen.
They said, we can pay you $400, but that's all we can. I was like, oh, let me check my schedule. Let's see if I can pencil you in. Oh, I do have some time on Thursday.
Right.
Meanwhile, there was nothing else
I know that was
on
coming.
my calendar.
You're blowing through, and all you see is blank, and you're like,
Thursday, the 5th of February works.
That works for me. Yeah,
during Black History Month, you know what I'm saying, right? And so then I started calling a whole bunch of schools. I was living in Brampton at the time. And before I knew it, I had 20 schools booked in 1 month. Okay, see, I usually ask that question, but I didn't because you said Toronto. So you were a Bramptonian. I was a Bramptonian.
All right, see,
I lived in the country of Brampton for 10 years.
See, so you're official, back on track. All right, so all the Bramptonians just gave you a big check mark right there.
Shout out to Brampton. I miss you. I'm in Toronto now, and I miss the malls and having to drive to your own garage because everything is so far away. Miss it a lot.
Miss it.
What was it? Was the highway?
410.
410, man.
That's right.
3.5 hours.
Come on now. That's the way.
410.
That's Brampton.
All day.
Every day. See, when you're on the 410, it gives you time to think about and look at your calendar.
And figure out
what you want to do
with the rest of my life.
Exactly.
Right.
See, if you had that time, you could have filled up the calendar faster and talk to the principals and say, yes, I'm good for that day.
But I would never talk to anybody in the car because I don't
Hands
do that.
free.
Well,
see?
Yeah.
That's what Bramptonians do.
Right. On the 410.
Right.
Yeah, you got enough time to do that. Mm-hmm.
So you talk to the principal. He says, come on down.
Said, come on down. And it was amazing to get paid to be stupid on stage. It was perfect for me. Because it's like...
Because you're doing something you love.
Right.
And they're like, at the end of it, you're like, wow.
I know.
This is
it. And so I started, Black History Month presentations, anti-bullying presentations, that kind of thing, just with small kids, right, from kindergarten right through to high school. And every time I told my story, though, when certain teachers would ask me or principals would ask me to come and talk about issues with being a teenage mom and self-esteem and trauma and abuse, the girls would come up to me afterwards and say, Coco, can I speak to you again? Coco, can you come back? Coco, can you? And I realized that sharing my story was not enough.
Okay.
That I was opening up a can of worms, and I'm like, okay, bye.
Yeah.
Leaving the can of worms out there. And
you're only giving that inspirational moment, and then leaving them wasn't enough. Wasn't enough.
No. So that was when the next chapter was born, and I started to develop a program called Bellas.
Okay.
And that is a girls' mentorship and leadership program. Bellas stands for Beautiful, Educated, Loving, Liberated, Able, and Successful.
All right now.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's teaching young women that they already are what they want to be. That they are light. And maybe they were born into darkness, but they are light.
Okay.
And the darkness will actually allow the light to shine brighter. But if they don't recognize their own light, then they'll never be able to.
So they already have it in them.
That's correct.
They don't need.
They are beautiful.
They don't need someone else to tell them. They don't need to see it on TV. They don't need to see anything else. It's already in them.
That's right.
But you're just helping them to show them.
Yeah. I'm shedding a light on their light.
What they see already, but what they don't see in the mirror every day.
That's correct.
Okay.
Right, because abuse, trauma, abandonment, it lies to you. It teaches you things. Then society can lie to you. The media can lie to you and tell you some things, right? And talk about everything in nature is absolutely beautiful. And the place I start, where Bella's B stands for beautiful, is, well, how can you say that she's beautiful and she's not, and she's overweight and she's this, and she has dark skin, she has light? And I said, listen, God made everything absolutely beautiful. Flowers, all different shapes, sizes, and colors. They're beautiful. And I asked them an important question. I said, how many of you have a grandma? They always all put up their hand. Especially, like those little Jamaican grandmas. Hello, how you doing? I'm just, you're so sweet. I said, what do you love about her, right?
Right.
And they start to name these things. Oh, I love the way she cooks, and I love how she treats me, and she gets mad at me when I don't eat. What do you mean you're not hungry? Eat something.
She's upset that you didn't eat,
right?
and she didn't cook for you, and you're like, okay, grandma, I'll take something.
Right.
So you're thinking she's coming in with like maybe a little something.
Big plate. Rice and peas and ackee and saltfish and
that's right.
dumpling.
That's what grandmas are for.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm a grandma, by the way. Shout out.
Big shout out. Right. Look at you now.
Grandma's the new black baby. Grandma is the new black. Look that up. I'm gonna write a website. I'm gonna make a website called grandmaisthenewblack.com.
Okay.
All the grandmas under 50.
Yeah.
We're gonna join. We're gonna take it by storm.
So do you guys have like that grandma meeting? You're gonna have the grandma meeting.
We're going. I'm thinking that might be another thing I need to do.
There you go.
Among the 100 other things. So then we talk about how much we love our grandmas, right? And then I say, okay, now, grandma's pretty ugly, right? You're like, no, she's not. Yeah, she's probably fat.
Yeah, old.
Right?
This,
and she got
that.
all wrinkles,
Yeah,
and her hands
yeah.
are all. And they're like, no, my grandma. And they get real feisty with me. I said,
Yeah.
okay. So grandma's cute, right? We
Yeah.
love grandma. Grandma's cute. What do you love about her when you hug her bosom and she puts you down?
Yeah.
And, right. And so she's beautiful. Yes, grandma's beautiful. Are you sure? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure? Are you positive? Yes. Okay, cool. Then how many of you have a little brother or sister? Little, 2-year-old, right? They're cute. Yes. What do? Well, they can't speak properly. I right? And they, so they're pretty dumb, huh? No.
They just don't know.
They're fat. Look at their beer bellies. They
Yeah.
got like these little, right? They're drooling when they eat. They get no
Yeah.
teeth. You know what I'm saying? Hair's all jacked up.
Yeah.
So, no, my little sister is adorable.
Okay.
She's sweet.
Right.
She's cute. She's precious. Okay.
Right.
So if the 2-year-old is adorable
Right.
and the 82-year-old is adorable,
Mm-hmm.
then how come you're not?
And you're in
If
between.
you're in between that.
Yes. Then you
Not
got.
that all grandma's 82. I'm only years old. So, you know what I'm saying. But what's up?
Yeah.
Who's been lying to you?
Right.
Could it be the makeup companies that want you to say maybe she's born with it? Maybe it's Maybelline.
Yeah,
No, you were born
yeah.
with it, baby.
Yeah. I get.
Right?
Yeah, I get you.
So it's breaking down those concepts so that they can understand that just because the media says one type of woman is beautiful doesn't mean
the other
that
types
that's the
are
only
only
that's
types.
the only type that is beautiful.
Right.
Right? If we look at the different shapes of a woman's face, some of them look like a little baby doll, some of them look like little Brett dolls,
Yeah,
Barbie dolls.
yeah.
They're beautiful, shapes,
Right.
sizes, colors. So we delve into where does those lies come from,
Oh, okay.
and how do we recover the truth.
Excuse me. Yeah.
And so we can identify with the fact that, yes, I am absolutely 100% beautiful. Thank you very much.
And then how does social media dive into this as well? Right? How, they're on their phones and just seeing different things and making them think that this is what I'm supposed to look like. This is the latest trend. This is the shirt, the clothes, the makeup I need to have. Meanwhile, what they're wearing is fine. What they're doing is fine. Right? So after you meet with them, right? What's the main feedback? What's the main goal at the end of it?
Well, the feedback that I get from them is a lot of just, thank you for helping me believe the truth.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And the goal is to help us recover from the effects of trauma, abuse, neglect, abandonment, and the regular everyday pain that we experience. It's really to cover from that. It's not to point the finger on anybody. Well, he did this and she did that, and make anybody play the blame game, but rather helping them to take responsibility for how they're reacting to the stuff that comes in their life.
So how they're reacting now moving forward.
How they're reacting now moving forward, right? And so the tagline is transforming pain into power.
Okay.
So first you recognize the pain, right? Then you dissect the pain and figure out where it's coming from and what it did to you.
Right.
And then you transform it
Okay.
into something positive, into something
Okay.
beautiful, into power. And that could be, taking a tragic moment in your history and writing a poem about that and then sharing that poem to inspire others. So I remember when I first started speaking when I was 17 and with my first daughter.
Right.
In that moment, it was when I transformed pain into power,
Okay.
because I was using my pain to inspire someone else,
Right.
and that actually healed my wounds, and then it became no longer painful to talk about my past, but it became empowering to talk about my
Right.
past.
Because look what I've gone through. Look who I am now. Look what I've done, and you can help somebody else with it.
Yeah, and I mean, you have to be careful because a lot of times people are leading while bleeding. So one thing that I say is
Hold
that
on. Say that part again.
some people can be leading while they're bleeding.
Leading while they're bleeding.
Yes,
What-
and there was a season when I was really young and a teenage mom that I was leading while bleeding. So I was helping everybody else,
But you're
I
still-
wasn't paying attention
to yourself.
myself.
Okay,
right?
right.
And so the one thing, if I could go back and switch, was I would have gotten into therapy a heck of a lot sooner.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And recognize that if I had a broken leg, I wouldn't be apologize for going to the hospital. Like, doctor, this leg is broken.
Right.
We need to
Can you
fix
fix
it.
it?
Right. So when my heart is broken or my mind is broken, what then?
Right.
So I unapologetically love therapy, and because I recognize that that I had to take ownership of my mental health
Right.
and my emotional health.
Right.
And for a long time, it was, you know,
Up
I
and
was
down.
great on the stage,
Right.
and my personal life was
Yep.
still a hot mess.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And I was really good at showing everybody the mess and teaching everybody else what to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
But like a brain surgeon, I can perform brain surgery on everybody else except myself.
You can't do it to yourself.
I need
Right.
someone else to come and say, girl, you got something wrong with the back of your head.
Yeah.
You need to fix this over here.
Right.
Right? So,
And then I had another guest on, and we were talking about the same thing. How do you know when it's time? How do you know when it's time that you say, yeah, I need to go see somebody? How do you know when it's time to say, I need help? How did that person know when it's time that they should pick up the phone and call you? All right? We'll dive right back into that right after the break. We'll be back. You're watching CMJ Live.
Are you retiring smart? Make your home's equity work for you. With your home's equity and our 30 years of experience, the Retire Smart Properties team can help you achieve the quality of life you've always wanted. Our services are 360 degrees. We'll give you advice, take care of staging and selling, and help you find the perfect home and community to transition to. It's time to enjoy the retirement lifestyle you deserve. Visit our website today to learn how you can use your home to retire comfortably. The Retire Smart Properties team, powered by RE/MAX West.
Think you have what it takes to bring value to the community? The TCN TV Network is expanding and now accepting TV show proposals. Here's an opportunity to build celebrity status and become part of an elite group of community advocates that are focused on building, strengthening, and empowering our community in a positive way. Are you interested in embarking on a new adventure? TCN TV is searching for people interested in opportunities to change the conversation and pave an unforgettable legacy. If you feel you have something of value to offer, send a written show proposal to shows@mytcntv.com.
Hey, love it. Hey guys, if you see, you always want to know what's going on. If you want to see behind the scenes, you can always go to, you know, my Instagram. Check out Charles Matthews' Instagram, CMJ Entertainment, and find out what Chelsea and I are always talking about behind the scenes. You want to get to know us, go to our Facebook page, our website. We have a brand new website, mytcntv.com, and you'll see the insides, the outside of what's happening, why we're so smiling all the time when we come from break.
right. Good jokes in the house.
There you go. Before we start, please reintroduce yourself.
Sure. So my name is Nicole Coco LaRain Vera.
All right, go one more time.
Nicole, Coco LaRain Vera, Nicole, Coco LaRain Vera. I'm saying it's like.
Okay.
You just ruined my.
I know. We can go
was
into
ready
this.
to go.
I was like, well, no.
You know, I have an alter ego.
Okay.
25 cents, yo.
Okay.
Two dimes and a nickel, baby.
They can get that on the behind the scenes tape. All right. So I can see now why you enjoy being on stage. I can see why the kids draw to you, because it's like they see you. They go, okay, yeah, she's a grandma. Yeah, she has got kids, but she understands. You know, I could see it. So before we went to break, I was asking, how does somebody know after they see you or before they see you that I should call somebody? I need that help. Like, how can you tell somebody if you're feeling this way or you think of this way, you need to talk to somebody?
You know what? I always say trust yourself. If the question comes up, should I? Mm-hmm. You should.
Okay.
It's like, do I need to go to the washroom? Yes. Before you leave, you need to go to the washroom. I know what I'm saying.
If you put it in your head.
If it's there, right? Am I hungry? Yes. That's you. It's your, it's your soul.
It's your instincts telling you.
Instincts telling you. Hello.
Yeah.
Right, God is trying to tell you something.
Right.
He's like, you don't need a band. I needed the bandwagon, though. I needed everybody in there. Like, my kids, like, Mom, can you get some help? Like, I needed more. So.
Because that's what I'm saying. That's why I say some of us, like, going for, like, the Caribbean background, we always push that away. Mm-hmm. We always push it away. Oh, I don't need to talk to nobody. I don't need to tell nobody my problems. Or I don't need to, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And everybody that I've interviewed so far says the same thing. It's a struggle that who to talk to.
Right.
Maybe it's not always good to talk to the friend or talk to the family member, because then that business will float to somebody else's business and go on. So when they talk to you, what are you getting from them, and what are you giving back?
Well, every situation is different, right? I think that depending, choosing the person that's going to be your confidant, that's going to be your counselor, is extremely important. Right? Because and it's the difference between having a confidant, having a counselor, having somebody qualified. You gotta try some people on, if you will, and see if it works for you. Right? It's okay to say that didn't work or that that did work. So I think it's important to recognize that that your instincts are
correct.
Good, are correct, right?
If you feel
and listen to them. If you have doubts about something,
something's wrong.
Follow it. Follow your. Oh, I wish I listened to my gut more often.
Right.
I really did.
Yeah.
So, but when I talk to people, and I don't do too many one-on-ones, it's really more group coaching and that kind of thing. Because I'm not a counselor. I'm a motivational speaker. I'm a life skills coach. I provide training and facilitation more so than counseling. I feel like I'm the bridge between people who should go see the counselor and someone who's not, right? So and I was very choosy about who was going to be my counselor. And the reason why I believe in counseling so much is because if there's pain and there's hurt on the inside of you, it's going to stay there. If you think about your body as there's a percentage of our body that's water. And I'm writing a song for my first album, and it's called "Clean the Waters Under the Bridge My People Walk On." Clean the waters under the bridge my people walk on, right? And so it's this idea that people say, oh, that's just water under the bridge. You ever heard that saying? All that stuff is just water under the bridge. But if all of that stuff is water under the bridge, what does that water smell like, look like, taste like? You know what I'm saying? Can you go swimming in that water?
That's a big dam right now. It's a big dam. Right? I get where you're going with that.
So how do you purify that water?
Right, because we keep flushing it down. Right. And if we look back in everybody's bridge, as you're saying, there's a lot of dirty water.
There's a lot of dirty water.
So how do we cleanse it?
Right. So part of cleansing is getting stuff out. Okay. When you sit down with a counselor, you're actually getting the poison out of you.
Okay.
And you may think, well, what's the point? I'm just talking. Trust me, you got to get it out.
Right. Because sometimes
it stays in there. You
don't hear yourself something you just said.
Right.
And you go, oh, wait a minute, is that? Maybe that's why I get certain ways, because you're actually talking.
That's correct.
Right.
That's correct. So talking, sharing, writing, singing, being a part of a support group, it's all a way to clean that water out.
Okay.
Right? Also, what happens in that session is that you get acknowledgement. I remember when I went to my first counseling session, I was going through a crisis moment, and I called a crisis center in Peel. Okay. And I said, you need to help me, because you know what I'm saying? I'm a motivational speaker, a life skills coach, but I need some help.
Right.
And when I went into the office, just the whole atmosphere was just so beautiful, the way that they were caring about the people, the women in that space.
You could feel it.
I went in there, and she offered me this wonderful tea. It felt like the best tasting tea I've ever had. It felt like grandma's tea. And then I sat there, and she just, and even just being in that space and being acknowledged, being heard, being understood. Then she started explaining stuff to me that blew my mind, that she had information about what was going on with me mentally, emotionally, psychologically, biologically, that I had no idea. And I started to piece the puzzles together.
And this actually helps you be better to help others.
That's correct.
Right. So now when you go out, you can see it. You can hear when someone talks to you. You can see it now because you had it open to yourself and move on.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So that comes to this. Bella.
Yes.
Tell somebody phone number, email, website. How can they get in touch with you?
Sure, Mo. My website is inspiredbycoco.com. That's inspired by COCO. No A on the end. COCO.com. That's the best place. And all the information, my contact information is there, my email address, and a link to my Bella's website is there as well.
All right. Drop a phone number on them.
Sure. 647-970-3622. 422. That is my direct line. If you text, is probably better than leaving a message if I don't answer. And my my email is info@inspiredbycoco.com or coco@inspiredbycoco.com.
Okay. So then what's next for Coco?
Well, I like to have my hands in a whole bunch of different things. So the next project I'm working on my first CD album. Do we still call it albums?
CD.
I don't know.
Yeah, CD album.
MP3. I don't know. YouTube link thing. I don't know. I'm
working on something to get it out for people to listen.
I'm going to release an 8-track tape. I'm releasing my first 8-track tape.
Half the fans just went, hold on, Google 8-track tape send. Oh, I remember that thing. Okay.
That's right.
There you go.
I actually want an 8-track. I want to do that. I want to help people out. Bring back the 8-track. And my book, which is the 8-track tape. It's going to be a soundtrack to the book.
Oh, okay, I'm about to say, when you open the book, is the 8-track attached to the book?
It's going to be duct taped to the back.
There you go.
You know
Okay, yes.
That's right? It's like vintage.
So when are these all coming out?
Oh, it's probably going to come out in 2018, 19, 20, 21, around there sometime. I'm not quite sure. We'll see.
But you're always working on something.
I've been working on it for 20 years. You know what I'm saying?
I love it.
Yeah.
So why the book now, though?
Well, the book is going to be called Golden Letters. So I'm really excited about it. And it is basically, and I don't want to give too much of it away, but it's letters that I've written to I call it my yesterme's, or my son would say.
Okay.
Shout out to JV, Jordan Vera, JV the poet. Yeah, you guys know him. Like, my other name is Jordan Vera's mom. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So he's an amazing spoken word poet and artist, and is helping me with my career and pushing me forward and that kind of thing. I just love my babies; are absolutely phenomenal. Got a shout out to my grandson's mama. She's an amazing. Wait till you hear her sing one day. Oh, she's phenomenal. Shamai, aka DJ Aphrodite.
Okay.
She's a DJ. You know, fricka.
Yeah.
Right, and then my youngest is a yoga instructor. She's doing amazing. Shantae Yoga. Shout out to Shantae Yoga.
Okay.
Shameless plugs.
Yeah, hey, listen.
Shameless, man. I'm on TV, right?
Listen, I'm watching you plug each and every one. I'm like, okay, if Grandma had a business, Grandma would be on there. Everybody's going on.
Well, my mom, she Emmaus cares. No, but counseling program for women, men, survivors, right?
There you go.
Emmaus, EMMA, yes, right. So, but what were we talking about before this?
Before the shameless plugs.
My plugs. I don't remember what the question was.
The book and what you're doing.
Oh, my book. That's right. Yes, I do need to promote my stuff. It's coming out in 2016, 17, 18, 19.
I like that what you're doing now, even though all jokes aside, you're taking your kids, you're building yourself, building the kids. Your kids sound like they're doing phenomenal things as well. So
in spite of me, you know what I'm saying?
So you took what you did at 17, and now you're leaving a legacy. You're leaving a bond for your grandchild, for your grandkids to see what Grandma went. Oh, that was so weird, me just saying that. What Grandma has been through.
Yes.
To what Grandma's going through.
Should I put the Jamaican accent on again? I'm not Jamaican, but you know, because I went through a lot,
Yeah.
and. That's all I got.
So when you go, let me ask you this, because I'm just seeing like these kids in the audience looking at you on stage and going, okay,
what is wrong with this woman?
What is wrong with this woman? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you try to take the silly and the fun out of it and put it into them to say, okay, even what you're going through, you can still smile, you can have fun, but here's why I'm here to help you.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. But when I learned that lesson, one of the girls that I worked with years ago, she's so precious to me. She was really angry. She was one of those girls that, all the principals and teachers were mad at her, and she was skipping class, and she had an attitude all the time. And when she sat down and heard my story, she was really angry. And she said, one thing she said was, if Coco can smile after going through all of that, then I can smile too. Right. And a switch happened.
Okay.
And it's just sometimes it's just one word that you need to hear. If she can
Right.
smile, then I can smile. So I always believe that laughter helps the medicine go down like sugar, right?
Right.
And I try to bring humor to lighten Not necessarily to
cover it.
To cover it.
No, but just to get them comfortable, get them to sit down with you. I realize, when
it's the hook.
It's the hook. When you're on stage, you can make someone smile.
That's right.
They could be having the worst day ever.
Yeah.
And then when they smile and they go, you know something, the reason I was like this, somebody back there an hour ago did blah, blah, blah. Or remember, like last month, it was blah, blah, blah. Exactly. So I totally get it. Yeah. When we get back, I want to find out more on how you can help. And I'm going to dive into a couple of questions for you.
Ooh,
so we'll be right back. You're watching CMJ Live. Stay tuned.
Discover the incredible India.
Big shouts out to Chelsea. Thank you, Chelsea. Getting us understanding that we should put out a mixtape.
That's what it's called.
The mixtape. See,
right.
Not the 8-track.
Not the 8-track.
Yes.
Or the tape. Remember how you had to take the pen and
stick it in and you twist it. Right. Come on now. Right. And then if you didn't want it to be recorded over, put the thing in and pop that little sucker out. Right, so you can't record over that favorite song.
That's correct.
Remember back in the day, you would make CDs,
yes,
tapes, and then send it to the girl. And say, it's a little present. Because you sat there for about 2 hours making all the best songs ever. And you send it.
I remember.
Right?
I got a tape from somebody.
There you go.
Right.
And then the funny thing is when you broke up, you got Kleenex and you stuck it in the hole so you can record over the tape.
No, I smashed the tape.
Oh, jeez.
Hammer and he's like...
That's it.
That's it. I don't want to listen to no more Brian McKnight. Brian McKnight's the devil.
Meanwhile, 3 months ago it was a favorite song.
That's right.
All right. So let's go back. Since we're going back old school.
All right.
Right? If you can go back to the old you, what would you tell yourself?
Well, that's my golden letters book. You all look in my Kool-Aid. What's up with that?
One. I just want to know one. Like, the 8-track, what do we say? Okay, so what are you, what? Okay, so you what, 35 now?
35?
Yeah.
Absolutely. The check's in the mail.
You got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So let's go back, to the 70s, the 80s. What would you do? One thing you would say to yourself if you can go back in time.
Well, okay. So one of my letters is addressed to my 18-year-old pregnant self.
Oh, okay.
So should I?
No, don't give him all that.
Give it all?
No. Give him a little.
On,
actually, give him a little snippet. So when the book comes out, they want to read the rest.
Okay. I know you're scared and you're in labor right now. It's 3:00 in the morning and you're all by yourself on the floor on a mattress in the basement. But guess what? I just saw him. Mm-hmm. He's 6'4" and he's handsome and he just spoke to 200 people. He's amazing. And by the way, the baby girl that's sitting beside you right now that you don't want to wake up as you struggle through your labor pains, she just sang in the lobby.
Oh, okay.
And by the way, the little one that's coming next, she just danced. So go ahead and push this light into the darkness. It's okay.
Okay. So getting by that is like you're telling yourself, don't be scared now because there's beautiful things happening in the future.
Yeah.
This little one is going to be a superstar.
Absolutely.
So don't be scared to do what you got to do.
Absolutely.
And I think that's what a lot of young people are afraid to do nowadays.
Yeah.
They're in a situation and they're afraid to step out of the dark because that's all they know. Mm-hmm. And they're scared to go to the next level.
Right.
Because I know me growing up, leaving high school, I thought, that's it. You know what I mean? I'm so used to doing the routine, going to high school, going to class, see my friends, and then in about a month, I don't need to go to high school anymore. What am I gonna do? That's the next level.
Yeah.
So I'm.
So what would you say to yourself? I'm gonna put you on the hot seat.
You know what it is? I found out that I would say to myself, "Be me." I realized sometimes I was being other people except being me. As I get older, I'm being me, and I find that I'm getting more people attracted to the real me than I was trying to be. I would see. Okay, so. I see Chelsea in the hall. So I'd walk up to Chelsea, "Hey Chelsea, how you doing?" And then I know Chelsea's into cameras. So I'd be like, "Oh, did you see that new camera the other day? I saw it on CTV." And she'd be like, "Yeah." And we'll talk. And I don't know blinking nothing about no camera.
Right.
But I want Chelsea
to like me.
Yeah. So, I wouldn't be like, Chelsea would be like, "Hey Chuck." I'd be like, and Chelsea would be like, "Oh, you see that new camera?" I'd be like, "Chelsea, I don't know what camera you're talking about. But, tell me about the camera."
Right.
I thought to myself, I should let her teach me about the camera,
right? So
I can learn more knowledge. So at this age now, I have more knowledge.
Exactly.
I would fake the funk.
Yeah.
So I would tell myself, be me. Stop faking the funk.
Right.
You
and
know
it's okay to be you. If you went up there and say, "Chelsea, that camera, I don't even know what it is. Can you help me, please? Take my picture." Right, she would have probably laughed her head off, right? And y'all would have been friends. Like, "You so crazy."
Right. And who knows? I would have pictures from back then
in the day
to now,
right?
A whole bunch of pictures,
right?
Because Chelsea's just doing real stuff, because Chelsea does amazing work now. Video editing. I could have had 19 different music videos of myself alone,
right? But you just were afraid to be yourself.
Be myself. Fake the funk. Yeah. That's what my thing is. Fake the funk.
So stop faking the funk.
Stop faking the funk.
That's the name of your book.
Okay, we'll write that down. Stop
faking the funk.
So at the end of the day, how do you tell everybody to stop faking the funk?
The truth is so much more interesting than a lie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I had to learn that I was perfectly okay the way that I was.
Yes.
And then I just say it out loud in as many ways that I possibly can, through drama, spoken word poetry, music. My book is coming out in 2000 so any way that I can to shout it to the mountaintops, right? Yes. I have to tap dance, whatever it is.
So let me ask you this, because a lady that was here before said she wakes up and I could see you doing something like this, but I just wanted to know. And she just tells herself, she gives herself hugs. She tells herself, "You're the bomb." Is that what you do?
I'm not a morning person.
Okay.
Right. So when I wake up, I'm like, oh, I don't want to get out of bed right now. Yeah. It's in the tough times when I look at myself in the mirror and I get really sappy. Tears streaming down my face. I'm like, "You're beautiful. You are Bella." I just that's when
that's when you're trying to uplift yourself.
That's right. You know it. It's okay. There are other men out there. You'll meet somebody one day. You will. You are beautiful.
Okay.
Oh, you and your gray.
Is this by yourself, or do you have
usually by myself? Okay. And then I'm like, "Oh, that doesn't matter." Yes, it does. I have all kinds of conversations with Nicole, Coco LaRain, and Vera. We have this sometimes we have board meetings.
Okay.
Just me, myself, and I. And
all the different aspects of
yourself. That's right. My mind, my body, my spirit, and my soul.
Right.
And I try to make them one.
See, and that's interesting, because at the end of the day, you have to take care of yourself.
That's right.
Right. So how do you take care of yourself? You know what I mean? You have a day off today. What do you do?
I try not to buy too much chocolate.
Okay.
But my name is Coco, so.
Yeah, I got that. Yeah, I got that.
So in the moment, when I'm feeling sad, when I'm feeling frustrated, when I'm feeling nervous about something, I actually spoil myself.
Okay.
I will put on my favorite movie. I will eat my favorite chocolate.
Yeah.
And I will snuggle up, put on my crying clothes.
You have crying clothes.
Absolutely. It's my pink robe. And I let myself have that moment.
That's for you.
I give myself the opportunity to just be, and rather than trying to fight it, right? Because when you fight the frustrations, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. You're not good.
You're
really not.
Right.
And it lasts longer, right?
So you have to find a way to let it out.
Right. So I spoil myself absolutely 100% rotten. Then I bring myself around people that bring me joy. Even though I don't feel like it, I'll go see my grandson. And there is nobody on the planet that gives me more joy than my grandson. He is the cutest thing on the planet. You know, and so I will literally try to go and see him, or even if it's just a Skype call kind of thing. I will get on the phone with my girlfriends who know how to talk me off the bridge.
Okay.
Right. And I have my girls in my back pocket that I know.
Right.
If I call, shout out to Brooke Chambers. If I call Brooke,
yeah,
she gon' like, all right, and she's gonna be like,
all right,
Coco, you crazy.
Right.
You need to work it out.
She already has the chocolate on the way.
Oh, she knows what to do. Right?
Okay,
so I got my chicks, you know.
Then that brings me to this question, and I want to ask it. How do you know when to let go? How do you know when to let go of the certain people in your team? Because as a young teen, we think that, you know, all 10 girls that we have around us, these are my girls. You know what I mean? These are my girls. And then sometimes, as we know, they're not your girls. They're just in it to do, you know, go to the party, or they're in it because you're with the basketball player, or your brother is on the team. So how do you know when to say, you know something? I need to weed out this person. I need to get rid of this person. Even if it comes down from 10 to just 1.
Yeah, I have learned through therapy, actually, about this thing called boundaries, right? That we have to put around ourselves.
Okay.
So I don't necessarily know that you have to cut people off, and I've done that, and I really apologize. You know, I'm sorry that I've done that. I've cut people off because I didn't know what to do. I didn't have the tools back then.
Okay.
But what you do is you have your core.
Yeah.
People that are in your circle, and you can confide in them.
Okay.
Then you have your girlfriends that you need, that are just like hangout girlfriends. And we're gonna go out and dance tonight. We're gonna go out, you know. Then you have the people that are just your acquaintances. You don't have to get rid of anybody. It's just how much information do you give that person? How much time do you spend with that person? What do you share? Who are you? You know, kind of thing. And you got to kind of put people through a checklist, if you will, because everybody has a purpose in your life.
Right.
Some people are there to teach you something. Some people are there to carry you through, to inspire you, and you could even learn lessons from the people that are that hurt you. You know, I always say that when you're in a situation that's terrible, it can be a mirror.
Okay.
Right, to show you yourself and what's going on inside your mind and in your heart.
So you're saying why they are like that with me, and why am I like them with that?
That's right.
It's a learning curve.
It's a learning curve. So if I, for example, always feel like I have to be someone else and fake the funk with when I'm around this person, why is that?
Okay.
What, you know, what's going on inside my heart?
Right.
That I feel like I have to fake the funk.
Is it me?
To be accepted?
Is it them? Is it what am I doing?
So that means that there's something that I'm not accepting about myself. Maybe I still don't feel good about this particular area in my life.
Okay.
So people are teachers, right? And so, but it's about finding out who is your core. You know, and you know those buddies that you know that are trustworthy and honest and keep your secrets and that kind of thing. And then who are your friends that you need to go out and have fun with? And then who are those acquaintances that still have purpose in your life that you want to be able to work with? You may not tell them all of your business, but you can still go out
just
to
go
a
hang out,
movie
go shopping, and just
or
enjoy
call
something.
them once in a while. And maybe you can be an influence in their life and love and support them in a way that they need. Right. So I had to learn how to put those boundaries around me. Okay.
We'll be right back. We're going to take another commercial. But when we get back, I want to ask you one thing. I have a mentor, and I noticed when we go way back, there was somebody that said, you should jump into this. And this is how it all started. Yep. So I want to know when I get back, who are your mentors? We'll be right back. You're watching CMJ Live. Hey guys, and welcome back. We just got a few more minutes, but before we went to break, I wanted to know who was your mentor? Who inspired you? Because if it wasn't for that one person that told you, you know, jump into this class, you would not be who you are now. So any other mentors do you have?
Well, believe it or not, my greatest mentors have been my children.
Okay.
Right? Because they're the ones that experience a lot of the pain right alongside me.
Right.
And so they know me best.
Okay.
They know my heart. They are my heart.
Right.
You know? And so they've really stepped up to the plate and shared some things. My mom has been also an awesome support and mentor. My best friend, she's been awesome.
Right.
And then I've had counselors along the way as well. And people that have hurt me, and I, of course, that public health nurse that believed in me
From
when I
the
was
get-go.
17.
That's right. That's
you know,
right.
I want to meet her one day and thank you and say thank you, because she started this whole ball rolling, and you know, I believe God used her.
Okay.
You know, so I have some great, awesome people around me, and I'm grateful.
All right. We got about 30 seconds left, so before we go, we do something on CMJ Live. It's called a shout out.
Yes.
This is your 30 seconds of fame to shout out anybody. Go ahead.
Shout out to my mama, Teresa. Shout out to Jordan Vera, Shemaya Vera, and Shantea Vera, my babies. My grandson, Kofi, and the new one on the way. Shout out to Brooke Chambers, my best friend. Shout out to someone special that I met in Buffalo. Shout out to Chocolate. You know, you've been with me my whole life, and I appreciate you. You gave me my name. No, milk chocolate, baby.
Okay,
you know, it's all about the
go.
milk chocolate, like dollar store chocolate. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you for having me on the show. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Grover. He's been somebody that hasn't had a lot of popularity lately from Sesame Street. You know, he kept me company in my childhood.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I remember Grover.
You remember Grover?
I was Oscar. Mine was more as Oscar.
Okay.
Super Grover,
you know,
Oscar, you know.
Super Grover, right? He was a superhero that kept falling down.
Yeah,
like
that's right.
Me,
Couldn't
right?
fly.
And I fell down, but I got up. Right? That's the point.
That's right.
Identify with Grover.
Okay. Give me your phone number one more time.
647-970-3622. InspiredByCoco.com.
All right. Thank you so much for coming down. Guys, tomorrow, check us out. We have 2 shows tomorrow. So we're starting at 11 o'clock, special show. So make sure you tune in to our very special back-to-back shows, all right? Have a great day. See you later.